Joining us now on the show is media, photography, and literary guru Todd B. Hepburn of King T Studios right here in Maryland. Todd, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So tell me, for people who are not familiar with you or not familiar with King T Studios, talk a little bit about your background.
Yes, about 8 years ago, I started a film company after getting out of the military, following my passion, and I shot a number of events, like the space shuttle landing here at Washington Dulles, and a few small events around town, and people really began to connect. So what I did is I actually formed a company, formed a corporation, and just started King T Studios.
And King T Studios does what exactly? So it's photography, but it's a lot more than just that.
Yes, King T Studios started out as just photography, but as the years went on and we began to broaden our clientele, we actually got into the video side of things as well. Once we started doing video, we got into the publishing side because a number of our clients were asking to take their photography and their media a little bit broader.
Right.
So what
newer heights.
Newer heights.
Yeah.
Right. Because one thing we do tout ourselves as an exclusive photography agency. We don't actually do every job, but with the jobs we do well, and we always make sure that our clients are happy. So we do the photography, video, and publishing.
Wow.
Right.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is a lot. and believe it or not, with all three hats, I got a lot of good people around me, and we do those things well.
And I know that you have a new book coming out, too. It's your second book.
Yes, my second book called Ascension.
Ascension.
Ascension has come out, and it is doing quite well. The readers have really connected to it so well. The readers begin to connect to it so well. They actually begin to tag me and begin to talk to me about making it more visual. And that's when I did kind of push the book a little bit forward and not just make it a text readable book that you turn pages. I actually took it to another platform and actually added video and photography, high definition images to the book. So it's more interactive than just a regular page turning book.
So the interactive components are what, on iTunes, online? How do they interact with the book?
Right. The interactive version is on iTunes. The iTunes version will give you high definition imaging, high definition video, but also with this book, we've contracted with several artists, and there's actually music and soundtrack with this book. Not your typical book.
It's not. It sounds like a movie.
Exactly. And that definitely is where everything began to push us. Not just the character artists that we have in the book, character models. We actually got photographers that began to talk to us and other producers that said, hey, this is really picking up some traction. And that's when we said, hey, we may need to take this a little bit further and do a film off of it.
And you did.
Yes, we have actually started that process.
So talk to me about the premise of the actual novel, the characters, and how this is all developing.
Right. Okay. The premise of the book is somewhat based off of my life, loosely, because I'm not that very interesting, believe it or not, so I had to make it a fiction.
I find that hard to believe, but carry on.
but it's loosely based off of me. But the character in the book, Tyshawn Hillman, just your regular guy. I'm sure everyone that will read this book to say that they know a guy like Tyshawn Hillman. He's searching for himself, and he was raised by his mom and his female siblings, and he never really knew his father that much. But as he began to search and ask questions, his mother and his siblings would never tell him much about his father. So it was more of a secretive life that he knew about his father. But of course, as you get older and you begin to search for your past and who you are, he went out on that search. And as you read through the book, the destination may sound very familiar, but I think the readers will be very surprised on the journey.
Well, I won't let you give it all away, because we want people to actually check it out. We only have a couple more minutes, or a couple more seconds, I should say. We went through all our minutes, but you have an event coming up in spring. Yes,
March 31st, we're actually having our film pre-launch fundraiser. That will be hosted at Maryland Live. It's going to be a feature. I'm going to be featuring a number of artists at this pre-launch. We have David P. Stevens will be there, Huey Nunn Jr., and we even have another artist that will be launching at this event as well too.
Great.
Entertainment.
And we have some complimentary Amazon Fire tablets for the first few that register for this pre-launch event on March 31st. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will be right back with more Midday Maryland. Super cool.